Welcome, everyone, to a new podcast season dedicated to improving your English pronunciation. We're excited to have you join us on this journey to master those tricky words.
That's right. Pronunciation is key to effective communication. Clear and correct pronunciation helps you connect with others and avoid misunderstandings. It really is essential.
Many learners struggle with pronunciation. The difference between how a word looks and how it sounds can be super confusing, right?
Absolutely. Silent letters, tricky sounds, and misplaced stress can all make pronunciation a real challenge. In this episode, we will explore what makes a word difficult to pronounce and why it's important to pay attention to pronunciation.
We'll look at common problems like silent letters in thought or the unique to sound. And what about words like record, where the stress changes depending on whether it's a noun or a verb?
Exactly. Getting those small differences right can change the whole meaning of a sentence. We'll also tackle sounds that don't exist in some learners' native languages.
Don't worry, we'll guide you step by step with clear explanations and examples. Improving your pronunciation helps others understand you and boosts your confidence.
Stay with us as we start this pronunciation adventure. Together, we'll make those tricky words easier to say. And please follow our podcast so you won't miss the next parts. Now, let's move on to the next part where we'll start exploring specific challenges in pronunciation.
Let's jump right into common pronunciation challenges. One big one is sounds that don't exist in your native language, like the voiced and unvoiced ki, in this and think.
That's a tricky one. Many learners replace it with s or z sounds. Practice tongue placement. Your tongue should gently touch the back of your upper front teeth.
Another challenge is silent letters, like in night, right, or island. It's confusing because spelling doesn't always match the sound.
And then there are words with similar spellings but different pronunciations like cough, though, and through. All end with oof but sound very different.
It's important to learn these exceptions and listen to native speakers. Over time, you'll recognize patterns. And of course, stress can change everything.
Absolutely. Stressing the wrong syllable can change the meaning or make the word hard to understand. Address is stressed on the first syllable as a noun, but on the second as a verb.
Perfect example. Also, the rhythm and intonation of English can affect how words sound. Even if you pronounce the sounds correctly, speaking too fast or with the wrong rhythm can make you hard to understand.
So practicing how words fit into sentences is key. Listening and repeating with attention to stress and rhythm will improve your overall pronunciation. Let's practice a few words now. Repeat after me. Thought, through, though, tough.
Great. Notice the different sounds even though these words look similar. Thought has the sound. Through has a long o. Though sounds like though. And tough ends with enough sound.
Keep practicing these sounds daily, and don't get discouraged. Pronunciation takes time and effort, but it's very rewarding. In the next part, we will continue exploring more examples and techniques to help you master these tricky sounds. Now let's move on to the next part.
Let's tackle words with silent letters. These can make spelling and pronunciation confusing for learners. For example, words like knife, wrist, and thumb all start with a silent letter.
Exactly. The K in knife and wrist isn't pronounced and the B in thumb is silent. And don't forget words like honest and hour, where the H is silent.
Many learners try to pronounce every letter, but that can make the word sound unnatural. It's important to know which letters are silent so you can focus on pronouncing the word correctly and naturally.
Another tricky category is words where the spelling looks similar, but the pronunciation changes completely. For example, read can be pronounced like read in present tense or read in past tense.
Good point. Context is really important to know how to pronounce such words. Also, words borrowed from other languages can have unusual pronunciations. For example, ballet is pronounced balai, not baliti.
Yes, foreign words often keep their original pronunciation, which can be confusing at first. Now let's look at some exercises. Repeat after me. Night, psychology, debt, receipt.
Great. Notice the silent letters in these words. The K in night, the P in psychology, the B in debt, and the P in receipt. Try to listen carefully when native speakers say these words, and practice regularly.
Practice makes perfect. Keep repeating these words until they feel natural. Up next, we'll continue with more tips and tricks to improve your pronunciation. Let's move on to the next part.
Now that we've talked about silent letters and tricky spellings, let's discuss some practical tips to improve your pronunciation. One of the best ways is to listen carefully to native speakers.
Yes, you can watch movies, listen to podcasts, or even songs to get used to the sounds and rhythm. Also, using online dictionaries with audio pronunciation can be very helpful.
Exactly. Whenever you learn a new word, listen to its correct pronunciation and try to repeat it. Don't forget to practice speaking aloud.
It might feel strange at first, but saying the words out loud helps your mouth and tongue get used to the new sounds. Another useful tip is to record yourself speaking.
Then listen to the recording and compare it to native speakers. This way, you can spot mistakes and work on them, and try to focus on one sound or word at a time.
Master it before moving to the next one. This step-by-step approach helps avoid feeling overwhelmed. Also, practicing with a language partner or tutor can be very effective.
They can give you feedback and help you correct your pronunciation. Remember, improving pronunciation takes time and patience. Don't rush or get discouraged if you don't get it right immediately.
Let's try a quick exercise. Repeat after me. Thought, through, though, tough, and thorough. Great job. Notice the small differences in each word's ending sound. Paying attention to details like these makes a big difference. Keep practicing these tips daily, and you'll see progress. Now, let's move on to the next part.
Let's focus now on some interactive pronunciation exercises. Practicing actively helps you remember and use difficult words more easily.
Right. One good exercise is to practice minimal pairs. Words that sound very similar but have different meanings. For example, ship and sheep, or bat and bet.
These pairs help train your ear to hear small differences and your mouth to produce the right sounds. Let's try a few together. Repeat after me. Ship, sheep, bat, bet, cot, cut, full, fool.
Great. Notice how a small change in vowel sounds changes the word completely. Another exercise is tongue twisters. They might seem fun, but they really improve your pronunciation and mouth muscle strength.
Here's a classic. She sells seashells by the seashore. Try saying it slowly at first, then faster as you get comfortable. Tongue twisters help you practice difficult sounds like S, SH, and TH, which are common trouble spots.
Also, reading aloud daily is very helpful. Choose a text, read it slowly focusing on pronunciation, then gradually increase your speed. Don't forget to listen and imitate native speakers as much as possible. Shadowing, repeating right after hearing, is a powerful technique. Keep practicing these exercises regularly. The more you practice, the easier these difficult words will become. Let's move on to the next part.
Now that we've practiced a variety of pronunciation exercises and explored many tricky words, it's time to summarize what we've learned in this season.
Absolutely. We covered important topics like silent letters, difficult sounds such as the th in think and this, stress patterns that can change meanings, and words that look very similar but sound completely different.
Throughout the season, we also talked about practical tips to improve your pronunciation, like listening closely to native speakers, repeating words aloud, recording yourself, and using helpful resources such as online dictionaries with audio.
These small but consistent habits make a big difference. Pronunciation is definitely a skill that improves step by step, and it's important to be patient with yourself.
Exactly. If it feels hard at first, don't worry. Every little effort you make helps build your confidence and fluency. Regular practice is the key.
The more you expose yourself to English sounds and practice speaking, the more natural and clear your pronunciation will become. We truly hope these lessons have been helpful, and that you feel more confident tackling difficult words now.
Keep practicing daily, and don't hesitate to revisit the exercises we've done together. We're excited to share that the next season is currently being prepared.
The next season will focus on even more specific and useful words that you can use in everyday conversations and professional situations, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for being with us throughout this season. Please remember to follow our podcast and share it with your friends who want to improve their English pronunciation too.